Hey Dito, how's it going? Good evening. Yeah, this is gonna be a quick all signs just for the weekend to see what message, right? I know it's already late some places, right? I'm on the West Coast. I know on the East Coast it's probably already 9, but oh, yeah, it's probably closer to 10. But yeah, if you're about to maybe there's a message you need to hear before you get out there, right? Tonight. Okay, there. Get some incense going. Um Is it still Leo season or is it already? It might be like the end of Leo season, right? So I'll start off with Leo season. I finally finished my book for the Book of Oracle deck. So I asked them to send me some samples. So I'm gonna see what right before I get them printed out to be able to sell or whatever. But yeah, I'm making some shorts right where I go a little deeper. Oh, you're a night owl. Good, good. Yeah. So I'm making some shorts that have the meanings, a little deeper meanings of the Oracle deck, right? So I'll continue to do that. So whatever card comes up for your sign, you could go listen to the short to have a deeper meaning. Wow. So Leo, I don't know if you got this last time. So first of all, happy birthday, Leo. So I'm gonna start with you. I don't know if this came out last time. So for the weekend, probably not the news you want to hear, but I love it personally. But I don't know how you feel about the tower, right? 39 adds up to 12. The tower, to me, I love towers because it's a chance to start things new, right? So either you're dropping the tower on somebody or there's a tower falling, right? You're dropping the tower because if you see, right, like the person in the image is dropping the tower themselves. They're like, you know what? This isn't working. Boom. So that's pretty impressive, right? In a way to have that level of self awareness where you're like, you know what? I'm gonna drop this tower unless right it's falling on someone else. Wow. Let me see who's who in this situation. That's interesting because there's a few different energies that might be coming towards you. Leo, over the weekend, you might notice you might connect with this King of Pentacles type energy, right? Maybe a Taurus. But then there's also this hmm Page of Swords energy, right? You know, kind of the Page of Swords is always someone that doesn't really think before they speak, right? They're kind of just they don't really care about people's feelings. Sometimes that's a beautiful thing. It can be a refreshing thing. Let me see. Are these wow, okay. I'm getting that it's energies from your past. That's crazy because it feels like you're feeling optimistic, right? You're in this Sagittarius. Page of Wands type energy, which is beautiful, right? But someone now seems to be kind of in the Hangman. There's a the devil came out, and then I asked, right, is it someone from your past? And there it is, right? Someone that's stuck on something from the past. Five of Cups, right? Five of Cups. Interesting. Possibly something you walked away from, Leo. That's pretty interesting. Wow, I didn't even see that this card had jumped out. And there you are, Leo. Wow. Mm. Okay, let me find out why you're defending yourself against this energy. Wow. Okay. It's funny because the three of swords came out in reverse. That means this was probably someone from your past that at one time broke your heart, stabbed you three times through the heart. You're no longer feeling that. Ooh, I got chills. You're no longer in that three of swords energy. You're feeling optimistic. So there it is, just more confirmation that you're feeling fine and dandy. Why would you allow this three of swords energy to, right? That you're, hey, I healed from this situation. I'm good. I'm good. You know, I got my yellow boots on, right? I'm trudging along. So what do you want me to do, right? What do you want me to say? And so for you, you're just kind of like, so that's kind of the message for this weekend, Leo. Um, yeah, let me see. I'm gonna try to, because I'm planning to do another reading over the weekend. So let me see if what else. The tower. Wow. Hello. So yeah. So okay, makes sense now. Yeah, maybe that's a tower for this person, Leo, that you end up dealing with. Like you're like, hey, you know, I healed from this heartbreak. What do you want me to do? Like, yeah, I don't know why this person's trying to come back to you or what they want. The devil came out, so I don't know. They feel bound to you for some strange reason. That's pretty interesting, but it's more than one energy. I don't know why or that. Maybe it was someone that, hey, let me ask that. Let me ask, because it was the Page of Swords and the King of Pentacles. Let me see if it's the same person. Yeah, I feel like for some of you, it's the same person. For some of you, it can be two people from the past returning, right? Someone that now sees that, like, oh, you're the person I could have this, right? The sun, the happiest card in the deck. And I got chills. Someone else, yeah, it's someone that stuck 10 swords in, so maybe someone that at one point stuck 10 swords in your back, you know, wow, I felt that, yeah, that pain and it affected your feminine energy a lot for some reason, right? It was very, yeah, well, heartbreaking. Hello, three swords, right? So, but yeah, that's pretty interesting. So for some of you, it is, right? It is the same person. For some of you, it's, you might have two different people coming towards you from the past. Maybe that, Leo, right? Right now, you're a little more magnetic, right? With that optimistic energy, right? And your yellow boots, right? Um, Pretty interesting. People are probably drawn to you. So okay, let's let's get going. Then I'll put one more for you, Leo, since it's your birthday. This. Mm. I would advise if this is you, right? Let's just say for Leos, right? If you do meet new people, sometimes we could blame like if we had a bad experience with a certain sign, then all that sign is bad and evil and blah blah blah. I think the universe has done a great job of showing me these amazing people with the same sign as someone I probably had a bad experience with in the past. So I think the universe has been really doing that on purpose to show me, hey, you know, don't judge. Right, and anyways, right, we have all these, right, the birth chart and everything, right. So yeah, it just depends, right. Different people act differently, and so I think that's more of an advice of don't overly judge. Don't miss out on an opportunity because you're so concerned with you're this sign, that sign, right? Stuff like that. And I think this is where you're at. You don't even need closure, right? Maybe they're coming back and trying to explain things about, well, in the past, this is what happened. I had this going on, or I lost my dog or something, like my dog ran away, so I was in a bad mood or whatever excuse comes up with. I think you're in this point where you're like, hey, I'm okay. I don't need the closure. I got chocolate, right? So, okay. On that note, Leo, let me know if that resonates. Where's the dice? Okay. I think I mentioned I like to use the dice because it's kind of like my little marker, so I know where to put the timestamps, right? So seven, wow, beautiful. I love seven, right? Seven is a very divine number, so it feels like yeah, there's some good things going on. Susan, hey Susan. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and this does feel kind of like a karmic lesson, right? For whoever did this to Leo. Now all of a sudden it's like, oh, Leo, you're the sun, blah blah blah. And now it's like, hey, I got my yellow boots and chocolate and I'm good, right? So it is what it is, right? Maybe that's the karmic lesson, right? You're dropping the tower on them, right? Like, hey, I'm all right, I'm good. So anyway, seven, right? Maybe Leo, you're eight August 5th, August 7th, August 2nd, right? 25 might be significant. You could be July 25th, right? Something like that. 52, maybe you're 52. Okay, so on that note, okay. So it's fine. I took a bit with you, Leo, but it's your birthday. I think still maybe it's already Virgo season, so let's keep it going. All right. So now for Aries. All right, Aries. Let's see. Let's see what you got going on. Wow. Okay. So I think this had came out for you last time. So there's nothing wrong with that. Maybe hey, you're still going through a healing, right? Five is the number of change, right? Maybe you're still going through a kind of change. You're taking time to heal, right? Maybe you've had an angel visit you in your sleep or something, right? Something divine has happened for you recently, Aries. Um, yeah. So there's nothing wrong, right? Maybe over the weekend you feel like you want to go to the spa or something, or give yourself a little, yeah. What is it called? Self care, right? So that's perfect. A little self care date over the weekend. You're going through a healing, which is fine, right? Oh wow, okay. Wow, okay. Two fives. I mean, that's 555, right? We got the five healing, the five of swords, which means you were probably dealing with something that you were dealing with that kind of win at all cost energy, right? Maybe an Aquarius doesn't have to be, obviously, right? But the throat chakra, right? So someone that yeah, just wasn't kind with their words, right? Wanted to win it all. Winning was more important than being happy, basically, right? Or they think that winning is the only right. Like happiness doesn't even matter, right? And then even this, right? The throat chakra again. I don't know why you're so regretful about, or like, why think about that? Like, right? Like, why? I mean, of course, I get it. In these relationships, sometimes I'm sure all of us have been in these toxic relationships where it becomes almost like a Stockholm syndrome, right? Like for some reason, yeah, even after you get out of that situation, that's why the healing, right? Because it's weird to still have feel connected to someone that was very abusive, right? Someone that was abusive that didn't care about your feelings, all that stuff, right? The duck boots, that's funny. Oh wow, I like it. What is that called? An is it an anagram or something when the it's the same numbers forward and backwards? Let me see what else wants to come out. Oh wow, even the hang. Why the was it? I don't know. I don't know if that. I feel like the hangman had came out too, but I just put it back in because I don't know if it really did. Let me see. I mean, it will make sense with the other cards. Wow. Okay. Mm. Okay. There's still a lot of energy there. I mean, even here, right? You might want to look. I know 555, right? Is like changes and all that, but we got 5555, right? Five of Wands, conflict. Maybe this person's still in your energy, right? Okay, I'm gonna ask because for some of you, let's make sure it's not your energy that. Because I got this 7 of Cups. That's why I'm asking. So I want to make sure that this is in your energy, right, Aries? I want to make sure that this is the person you were. Because yeah, it's an interesting energy, right? To have this 5 of Cups and the 7 of Cups, like this confusion and this. I mean, okay, it's not that complex. Well, I got really lightheaded, so let's see. It feels like something wants to really communicate right now. Let me see. Jeez, how many fives? I don't know. You're going through like a super profound change, Aries. I feel like your whole life is really changing. Like, yeah, I've never seen this many fives in one reading. You got all the fives. Like, what? This is crazy. You got five, right? 5 of Pentacles. Yeah, maybe whatever connection you were in was affecting your money, even, right? Maybe, you literally went, I mean, I hate seeing the word broke, right? But yeah, like it feels like everything, right? There was conflict. Maybe even this 5 of Cups is in part even thinking like, because obviously you could get stuck in like, how was I in that? Like, just not understanding what happened, right? Feeling really confused, really lost at what was that, right? Like, how do we not even see when there's a connection that it's all bad, right? This just feels like it was all bad, right? Damn, it was all bad. Like what? Win at all costs, fighting, like poverty, like everything, right? Leaving you not only broken financially, but spiritually, emotionally, everything, right? And then what is the 7 of Cups? This is what I'm trying to understand. What is the 7 of Cups? What is the confusion now, right? I feel like the universe is trying to guide you in a trajectory of a good thing happening, right? Everything good. And they're trying to do it quickly. Maybe they want to get you out of this funk, right? They want to lead you on the right way. Surprised the temperance angel didn't come out, but in a way, this it did start that way, right? This is kind of like that, like an angel literally appearing to you and guiding you, right? Whether it was in a dream, a vision, right? Maybe a grandma came to you in a dream, a parent that passed away, a loved one, something, right? And my whole gut's lighting up. Someone came to you, I feel like in a dream, and I'm getting all these chills. Some loved one that probably passed on, or an angel, or someone came to you, and they're trying to push you. And whoa, yeah. Maybe you were like in a desperate situation, feeling like you couldn't no more, and then I feel like an angel or someone is trying to push you in the right direction to show you that there's more to life than all this toxic stuff, right? Look at you got celebration, Nine of Pentacles, like it's all good, right? Like everything's amazing, right? Look at that. And even maybe in Virgo season, it would almost feel like divine intervention, right? Like something just miraculously happening that switches your whole life around. Maybe it's already there, but you're so stuck on the past that you don't know how to let go of the past, right? Because it feels right. All this change, like you having to change your whole life around. That's what it feels like. It's really a strong change, right? But I think that's the overall message. You got to heal first, right? You got to heal first. Sometimes you got to understand what was your fault. Why did you allow certain things? What you're not at fault for, and forgive for yourself, right? And move on. Things like that, right? I'm not gonna play. Yeah, because that'd be too long the list to just go down the whole list. But anyways, I think you get it. But anyways, that's kind of what. Yeah, I'm getting here. It's pretty interesting. Oh, the eclipse is coming. So yeah, wow. Okay. It makes sense that it would be such a profound change in this, like from one eclipse to the other, right? It's very, very interesting. Wow, look at it. And about the healing, right? Even the moon takes breaks, sit down. So yeah, maybe do that self-care this weekend, right? Go on a little spa self-care adventure. Maybe that's what you need, right? So okay, I feel like I'm okay. So yeah, that's kind of the message over the weekend, Aries. Be kind to yourself if you're going through this huge change, right? I keep getting chills, so I feel like there's a just some kind of huge change. Look at 10, you completed something. Hopefully, is don't go back to past things, right? Imagine the conflict, the right. If being around people that take you to the ground, right, to be at this will drag you down with them, right? Yeah, there's just a lot of changes. So 10, maybe you're April 4th, April 6th, April 10th, right? 46 might be significant, 64, all that good stuff. Okay, so from Aries, let's go to Taurus. Wow, that's so interesting. Man, that's crazy. I feel like, yeah, you definitely had someone visit you, right? Feels like someone's really trying to get your attention. I would listen, right? Not, yeah, yeah, that's a lot of angelic support, kind of ancestral support. I don't know. That's crazy. Okay, Taurus. Whoa. Wow. I love it. Taurus. I love it. 42. Mentor, teach the youth, right? Maybe you're a teacher, Taurus. Maybe you have ancient knowledge, or in this life, you have a lot of knowledge that you want to teach others, right? So Why is that significant this weekend? 42. Teach the youth, right? You're very aware. I feel like you're probably connected to both worlds, right? Like if you see these things in water, right? And also that you're able to bridge the gap between the ancient knowledge to the future knowledge, right? See the technology, right? Maybe you're like a bridge between, you know, between different worlds, right? Things like that. So let's see why for Taurus over this weekend, it's about mentoring, right? Maybe you got kids that maybe you're gonna go take your kids somewhere over this weekend. I know school's about to start here where I'm at. School's starting, I think, next week, right? Um, wow. Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Cups. And what was I saying, right? About the water, the land. That is crazy. And we got all this water, then the earth signs. So there's a huge connection between the Wheel of Fortune. Wow, maybe that's part of it, right? The Wheel of Fortune, like seeing your kids is like the fortune, right? Like or seeing something. Maybe there was something you wish your parents would have taught you, and now you're teaching it to your kids, really teaching them where they come from, or yeah, just beautiful things about life, right? You're able to pass on that wisdom. And for some reason, this is a new journey, and I got chills all foom. I got chills with this leap of faith. There's something you're starting. Maybe you're starting a new career in that. Maybe you've decided to be a teacher or a professor. Is there something you've decided? Maybe start a podcast about teaching the knowledge, right? Like ancestral knowledge. Maybe that you're a healer, right? You're taking on that role of a medicine man, medicine woman, shaman, something you've decided like this is, but it's not just about you or something, it's about teaching others, right? You've decided, ooh, that made me emotional like crazy. Wow. Oof. Okay. That was crazy. All right. Wow, that was crazy, crazy. The energy. I love it though, for reals. Like, thank you for choosing to walk down that path. It's very needed, right? Like, damn, nothing but respect for that. Wow. See, maybe in the past you felt like every time you made plans, something, right? It just felt like things wouldn't fall through, right? So you probably got exhausted with that, right? The three of wands in reverse, victory in reverse, right? I mean, I know it's the six of wands, but I always call it the victory card, right? But look at what came out after that, justice. Like now it's time to balance the scales. I don't know why in the past, that's why it's almost like you had, well, the Wheel of Fortune, I get it, right? Now it's time for this Wheel of Fortune. Why? Who knows? Maybe there was more knowledge that you had to attain first, or, there were things within yourself you had to learn first. But, it started off, right, with the Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Cups. So it feels like that. It's a lot of new beginnings, right? Damn, this is crazy, huh? Everything's just, yeah, it's just like, it's perfectly aligned at this time to now work out, right? So I think that's the thing is don't doubt it. Don't feel like it doesn't. I don't think you would even slow down because it's not even just for you, right? Like that there's a bigger purpose to what you're doing. So I don't think there's anything that will make you like right not want to keep going, right? That kind of stuff. So okay. Yeah, so I don't know what's it feels like over this weekend that's kind of what you're deciding, right? That this is a new journey that you're starting. So let me see what else wants to come through, and then we'll go to Gemini after this. Wow. Maybe in the past, yeah, there was something you had to work out because maybe there was something, right? Congratulations, you're the drama, Like I don't know what that meant. Maybe you would self sabotage things in the past. Maybe that's what. Maybe you would say, why don't plans ever work out? Why don't this and that? So maybe there's something you've changed your perspective. You've learned some kind of lessons, right? Where, yeah, I don't know. Maybe resting. Maybe you would overextend yourself because it's funny that it says you don't need a sign, you need a nap. And people, it's like those Snickers commercials, right? When they're like, oh, eat a Snickers. And that's literally how they show people, right? Like people are being all crazy, whiny, and then they eat the Snickers. And then, so for you, it was a nap, right? You don't need a sign, you need a nap, you know? Yeah, I like it. All right. So, yeah, this is a beautiful, beautiful seven again. Wow. Yeah. See, it feels like everything has lined up divinely now, right? Seven. 6-1 might be significant. What is it? Taurus, maybe May 6th, May 7th, May 16th, May 1st, right? Maybe one of those significance are, I mean, those numbers are significant. Okay, so on that note, Taurus, Gemini, right? So let's go to Gemini. Yeah, interesting. Wow, looks like a very eventful weekend, right? I mean, I know I could extend into the week anyways, but I'm trying to pick up on these weekend energies and see what we have coming through. I didn't get to see what was the retracted message? Oh, shoot. Damn it, Gemini. I guess you had to pull a card for each of the twins, right? Cause oh wow. Okay, that's deep. Wow, okay. So I'm gonna pull them because both of them flew out and it kind of makes sense. Gemini. So an era ends came out on top. An era ends, right? Number 9. Look at the hawk, right? Hawks might be significant. Maybe you're seeing hawks. But behind that came out attachments. 15, which adds up to 6. So an era ends, attachments. Maybe you finally let go of attachments, right? That's something you worked through in your life. Being attached clearly, right? Like this is, not understand. I mean, it's kind of, what was it? Like Aries too, right? Understanding like the toxic attachments and all that, right? Like that's kind of what was a theme and the same, right? It never ends, attachments. So that's pretty interesting, right? Maybe that was a lesson, Gemini, that you kept repeating. Oof, my whole head got lightheaded. That's crazy. Okay. Let's see what else for Gemini then. An era ends, attachments. Wow. And it's funny because 15 adds up to 6 and the 9, right? Like the yin and yang, right? So maybe there's something in that, right? Like a balance, right? Having to learn. Let's see. Wow, I got really lightheaded with that for some weird reason. Let me see. Whoa. Wow. And what did I just say about the 6 and the 9? And look at what comes out. The 6 and the 9, the yin and the yang. Maybe you're now kind of in this Queen of Cups energy. Intuition, empathy, sensible, strong feelings, emotions. Flor de piel. I don't even know what that means. Emociona flor de piel. What in the world? I gotta look that up. Why didn't I ever see that before in this card? I've drawn this card so many times. I guess usually, right, it's the intuitive reading to it, right? But it's funny to actually read that. Emociona flor de piel. I don't even know what that means. Que cuida. Yeah, someone that takes care of, is nurturing, right? someone that brings emotional healing. So maybe right now you're in that energy, Gemini. And look at wow, there's a six again, right? You've left maybe that you left those attachments of the past behind, right? With hope, esperanza, hope. You've learned to let go of those things. No more confusion. There's that seven of cups again. No more confusion, right? No more dealing with this, right? Like if there's that win at all cost kind of energy, you're not interested in it. That's interesting. Wow, that's crazy. So yeah, that's pretty deep. I like it. Oh, I almost threw the cards back in. Okay, let me see. Let me shuffle this real quick. Let me see. Wow. Okay, I like it. So you're kind of yeah. My whole crown's lighting up. So yeah, that's weird. My whole crown's just like poof. Wow. Wow. Maybe you're meeting your kind of divine counterpart, Gemini, right? King of Cups to your Queen of Cups. That is crazy. I mean, I'm almost like, Gemini, right? The twins, that could be both of you within one, right? Very Gemini-ish. But yeah, I mean, take it out, resonate. Let me see. Is this for some of you? It is like this is mastering that energy within yourself, right? Like perfect balance of masculine and feminine energy, right? Wow, this is amazing. Yeah, wow. Judgment. That is crazy. Well, yeah, almost like being brought back to life, right? There was a judgment. You understood that. Wow, look at it. It's a crown chakra, and that's what I said. Well, when the Queen of Cups came out, my crown started like interesting. You understand that your life depends on you, right? The choices you make, the roads you take, the path you take, right? All this stuff is leading you down a certain road, and you're not confused about it anymore. You get it, right? You get that you're the one writing, right? You're mapping out your map, right? You're forging your own path. And for some reason you got it now, right? An era ends, right? The era of confusion, of attachments, of things that aren't good for you. I feel like even now with gratitude, right? You understand cycles, timing, you understand the ebb and flow, right? Damn, that's crazy. So yeah, some of you are definitely coming into connections, right? A divine connection. And I know that's been a theme. That's literally the card I posted today. I was like, what's the message for the collective? And it was the divine union card, I believe, is what I had named it or something, or written in the stars. But it's about divine union, right? And it's funny that, you have this King of Cups and Queen of Cups, right? Interesting. Yeah, I got chills. Wow. Could be connecting with a Pisces. Who knows? Let me see. Wow. Okay. I feel like in a weird way, it's a new journey. You have all this wisdom, but there's something about a new journey starting, right? Like now that you've seen the path or made the decision, there's almost like a childlike trust, right? I don't know what. Let me make sure about this page, right? Gemini, you're going crazy right now. Yeah, yeah, okay. Yeah, see, because right, the two of wands came out. Then, as I asked for the clarification, if the page is you, and yeah, the three of wands, right? See, now that you've decided, you're ready to. But there's a lot of trust with that, right? But the chariot came out like you are in control, right? And that's pretty much the same thing as the judgment, right? It's like the path you're forging, literally what I said, right? So now that you know that you're forging your path, wow, there's that 6 9 again, right? The balance, the yin and yang. There's a lot of balance in this reading. Like it's crazy. It is just crazy. This is crazy. The Empress came out too, right? Maybe that's how, right? You're like, even though it's that Queen of Cups, you're also in this like, or maybe you kind of graduated. Whoa, I got chills everywhere. So you kind of got graduated from like a more Queen of Cups to like Empress energy, right? Where everything's just coming to you, right? So you have all that knowledge of a Queen of Cups, plus you're in this Empress energy where things are just coming to you, right? Whether I don't know, because let me see, do you want to accept that King of Cups? I mean, I know for some of you it is both are you, right? The King and Queen of Cups, it's your energy. But for some it is, yeah, it's almost like I think you're gonna take it slow, right? If there's this connection with this kind of King of Cups energy, maybe it's gonna start work related, right? There's gonna be this kind of investing, right? That probably grows into something else. Let me ask one more question. Cause it's funny that yeah, maybe together, right? Maybe it's gonna be like for those of you that it is, because regardless, there's another energy here, right? So it feels like you're gonna come into a connection where there's a lot of success work wise, right? Because there's the Eight of Cups, right? First, someone coming in with some kind of offer, right? Work money related, right? Then Eight of Pentacles. Am I saying cups? Yeah. I don't know why. Maybe at the same time it's gonna blossom into something else, right? And then the Ten of Pentacles. So I don't know. There's a lot going on here. I was trying to make it, but all these cards, like every time I was trying, just one card, boom, like three cards will fly out. I'm like, what in the? Like, well, it's Gemini, right? All of a sudden, like, brrrrum, there's a lot going on. So that's interesting, right? Oh yeah, there was one last question I wanted to ask. Wow. Okay. Of course, I was. Hmm, yeah, this is pretty interesting. So I feel like in the past, right, there was you were in a Five of Cups energy, right? Which makes sense because I think the Seven of Cups came out. Yeah, yeah. So right, but at one point you chose to leave all that behind, right? All the attachments, everything, and I'm not surprised, and I got chills everywhere because once I seen the Empress, I was like, wow, there's so much balance here. It will make sense that if you go from the Queen of Cups to the Empress, it will make sense that if you're in this divine union, that the Emperor will come out, and sure enough, there it is. So it feels like you're really, yeah, meeting someone that it's like that, right? Like the whole kind of building an empire together, so to speak. And it may start slow, right, with work, maybe something, and it builds into like, yeah, pretty interesting. So yeah, my whole crown just lit up right now. I don't even know. There's just like so much going on here that okay. So let me just move on because I feel like I took way too long for this. Interesting, Gemini. This is pretty amazing. Um, an era ends, right? And I like the era that's beginning. I'll just say that. This was pretty interesting. Like the balance is insane. It's like through the charts. I know I was all jumbled up because there was so much coming out, but this is insane. Like, yeah, it's like next level kind of balance, right? Like I don't even know how to put it into words, you know? It's crazy. Like it's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah. It's like, wow. Yeah. Nine again. Yeah. It never ends, right? So maybe you're June 4th, June 5th, June 9th. I mean, June. Yeah. Yeah. June 4th, June 5th, June 9th. Maybe 45 is significant, 54. Very interesting. Wow. Right. And what did I say? Maybe you're June 9th, and that's how it all started, right? The six, right? One, five is six, and nine, right? But more so the balance. It's just crazy. That's this what a crazy, interesting reading. Okay. Cancer. Let's see what you got. Cause oh man. It's fine. You know, I'm always like, I'm gonna get on here, do a quick reading. Correct about which part, Dito? My bad. I missed I didn't see when you posted that. Let me see. Gemini, Cancer. Okay. Wow, Cancer, look at that. Royalty. 48 royalty, which adds up to 12, right? You know, I finished my book, right, with this Oracle deck. So I think I said that in the beginning, right? I finished the book finally. So I'm just yeah, they're sending me a sample of the cards. I'm gonna try to get cards a little thicker than these, right? Because these, you know, they're a little thin. They shuffle amazingly, but I feel like I could get cards a little more durable. So they're gonna send me samples now that I finished the book. But anyways, 48 royalty. Um, yeah, let's see. Cancer. Okay, let's find out what's going on with cancer. Wow, royalty. Man, I got chills big time. That's crazy. Let's find out why cancer is seen as royalty. Wow, look at the Queen of Pentacles. Wow, that's amazing. Abundance. Maybe right now things are opening up and they want you to know because it's almost like your divine right, right? Maybe your ancestors, there was something at some point that was taken from them that's owed to you, right? Cancer. Or it's owed to you, right? Maybe there's something from a past life that's owed to you. Or maybe you've worked for it, right? Just in this life, right? You're hardworking. You've built this kind of, maybe you're a business owner, right? There's something, but it's almost like that, right? Let me see. Okay, what's up with, wow. Okay, well, there you are. I feel like maybe, yeah, maybe with work and everything, at one point you took, right? Because there's someone that takes advantage of opportunities. So maybe you took advantage of opportunities, Cancer. You just charged ahead, right? Whenever you saw an opportunity, you took it, right? Like for example, 50 Cent is a Cancer, right? And that guy freaking look at all the stuff he did, right? And he was very like this, right? He knew when to take advantage of opportunities, right? So maybe you have that kind of same energy, even though it's a Queen of Pentacles, right? Because it doesn't matter, right? Because obviously this is a masculine figure, this is a feminine figure. So just to show that it doesn't matter. And even this came out. So there you are, Cancer, Queen of Cups. So you probably embody both these energies, right? Queen of Cups, Queen of Pentacles, right? Right? Maybe when you're in connections, you're very nurturing, very emotionally abundant, and you're able to make others feel amazing, right? You're able to nurture others. You're compassionate, right? Maybe that's how you build your empire, right? Maybe you're someone that if you do own a business, you treat employees well. Maybe you're at a point that, right? Or you will be, right? If this could be a forecast of things to come. Maybe this weekend is the weekend you decide. You finally see that vision clearly, like, oh yeah, like no, I can make it there. I'm gonna get there. This is my destiny, right? Maybe this reading is, oh, I got so lightheaded. That's crazy. Maybe this reading is to show you that this is the future that awaits you when you choose it, right? Maybe in the past there were people that, wow, yeah. Maybe it was yourself or others that, yeah, it was, they weren't, right? Because look at what that says, lies, right? But they made you believe that you weren't worth something, right? Or you told yourself that, right? You know, it's like when people are like, and I'm not gonna say I'm not guilty of it. When you do something, you're like, oh man, I'm stupid, or oh man, I'm this, right? And yeah, we shouldn't talk to ourselves like that, right? Um, maybe you stopped at one point, right? Or if you haven't yet, like, yeah, know what you're worth, right? Talk to yourself like you're royalty, right? It doesn't have, but see, it doesn't feel like you're an arrogant person, right? The Queen of Pentacles and Queen of Cups, that's like a beautiful energy. I'm sure there's people that try to take advantage of this kind of energy, but for me, it's the kind of energy that I see and I root for, right? I'm like, wow, like this is the kind of person you want to win, right? But obviously in the past, you see people that, yeah, maybe they jealousy or they didn't want you to surpass them, right? They talk bad to you, and maybe it even stuck to you and you spoke bad about yourself, right? It felt like you, but you surpassed it, right? Somehow, some way you persevered, and it felt like that, right? Like you were still standing though, right? You fought a war, and that's why maybe you're seen as royalty, right? From the spirit in the spirit world, or your ancestors, or you earned your crown, right? Let's just say it like that. You earned your crown. Whoa. Okay, so let's figure out what that is, because now, and if you haven't, right? Because there is your energy again. It's you, Cancer. So I don't know what. Maybe in the, I hope this is past energy. Let me find out if this is past energy, or some of you are still going through this and not realizing what you're worth, right? With the royalty, right? I mean, that's the first card that came out, and then back to back, Queen of Pentacles, Queen of Cups. Like, so if you haven't realized what you're worth, then take this as the message that you're, yeah, like you embody royalty. Like, why wouldn't you talk to yourself like that? Oh, hey, Carmen, you're a Cancer. That's funny. Yeah, right in time, right in time. So yeah, so I don't know if there's some of you. Let me ask if that's kind of your energy right now. If some of you are still, this is the famous poopy pants card, right? You haven't realized, let go of that past, right? Who cares about those, you know? The Three of Cups always reminds me, the Three of Cups here from the past, it always makes me think of like the three swords in the going through the heart, right? Forget about the past drama, bad situations, right? That left you feeling like you barely made it. Let's see. Whoa, that one just flipped over. Okay. Wow. Okay. So that's good. It feels like, yeah, maybe that's not your energy, right? Maybe people are now seeing you in this glow up stage, and they're in that sense about it, right? They feel Nine of Swords, Four of Cups, right? I've noticed there's a lot of this karmic kind of pattern happening, right? Like karma's being dished out for, maybe people don't are like, oh, I don't believe in karma or something and this and that. And hey, it's cool. You don't have to believe in it because it believes in you. I don't know. I don't know what to say to that. You know what I mean? I don't know what to say to that. Okay, let's find out who this is, and then I'll try to let me see. I feel like there's an energy from your past, Cancer, that still thinks like I don't like when those kind of energies, right? It feels like it's that energy, right? This Nine of Swords, Four of Cups, like they're in this place where they still think that it's their choice to make in a way, is what I'm getting. Like they still think, oh, maybe I could still have this happy home with Cancer. That's weird, right? When someone, but this was how it was with you, right? They were someone that liked to fight a lot of conflict, or maybe just both of you, right? I mean, to be fair, maybe hey, it was just you two just didn't always see eye to eye. There was a lot of conflict, so it was done, right? It was something that was left behind. This is probably how you felt with that connection, right? It seemed like maybe they always wanted to one up you or always wanted to win, right? Or just a sneaky person. I don't know. I don't like that energy, right? Because maybe they thought like you were gonna come back to them at some point with this, and that's why now they're like, yeah, it's weird. I don't know. It's a weird energy, but I feel like for you things are going great. Yeah, for you things are going great. So just if you ever do fall into those patterns, right? Because for some of you this was your energy too. Make sure you don't talk bad about yourself, right? Don't try to get out of the habit of when you do something. Don't be like, oh, I'm stupid or I'm this or that. None of that stuff, right? So shake all that. Say nice things to yourself. It's okay to be accountable, right? It's okay to hold yourself accountable and be like, damn it, I messed up, right? I don't know. I feel like that person from the past, yeah, they were very, like, they were really trying to control you or something. Maybe they were the ones that at one point were more financially secure. And I'm telling you, if this isn't happening yet, this is like your destiny, is what I'm getting, right? Or what you're capable of, right? Start seeing yourself like royalty, right? Know that you're right. This is literally you, Cancer, right? So know what you're worth. Know that you have all this amazing, like people will feel better being around you, right? Like you'd be the best boss to have. This is what the energy I'm getting. You're the kind of person I would root for, right? Like, because I know you're gonna make the people around you feel good, right? Like you're gonna make the world better for those around you, even, right? That's the kind of energy I get here. So yeah, if you talk bad about yourself, don't, right? I don't know what this is about, but it's funny, right? Hopefully, I don't know whether this was your energy or that other person's that obviously wanted to creep into your reading. It could have been an Aquarius, could be a Capricorn, Aries, yeah, even another Cancer, Gemini energy here, right? Soul contract denied, right? So that was not a soul contract, right? If someone tries to come back in the past, like from the past, and they're like, no, we were in a soul contract or something, they lie to you that, oh, I went to a reader and they said, if you don't feel it, unless you really feel that it's true, or someone told you specifically, right? I think they're just blowing smoke up your, you know? So, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe that they'll even tell you they were channeling the message or something. I don't know. It's weird, but and also for you, right? If you're someone that's tapped in, try not to, whenever you're Like make sure you're nice and in a good place when you channel things, right? Especially that. Maybe if oh, I did get a message that this is my person or something. I don't know. It's interesting, right? I think they're trying to let you know to be more connected to your body. Definitely pay attention to your body because sometimes weird messages will come through, right? If you're not fully balanced in your body or this and that and all that stuff. Okay, so let me move on to Virgo, right? So happy birthday, Virgos. If it is already your, oh wait, Cancer. My bad. So Cancer, you may be July 4th, July 5th, July 1st, right? July 14th. Yeah, so maybe 41 is significant. One of those things, right? So yeah. Um so yeah, if it is Virgo season, happy birthday. Let's see what wants to come through for you. So oh, thank you for letting me know that it resonates, Carmen, with the person from the past. Wow. Wow, interesting. Thank you. You have an amazing weekend as well. Okay, so Virgo, right? Let's see. Wow. Okay. Wow. Okay, that was a lot. Virgo, come on. Okay. I don't know. I'll read two of them at least because I did it for Gemini, but you got three cards over here. That's funny. So Virgo, well, I guess, right? If it is your birthday today, the 21st, let me look real quick. Uh, Let me look real quick. If it is your birthday already, then I'll get the three cards. Let me see. When does Virgo season? Nope, it's tomorrow. So it's not your birthday yet. I'm sure in one part of the world it is, but not yet. So I'm gonna get the two cards. Okay, so Virgo, um, first you got what is hidden. So maybe, and two might be significant. So maybe something has been hidden from you and it's coming to light, right? So there was something trying to be hidden from you. It's being revealed at this time, right? And there's so many things, right? Sometimes there's things from childhood, all these things, right? Like, man, yeah. Yeah, there's things that could go a whole lifetime and then you find out once you're older or something, or maybe you're getting a lot of signs right now, right? Maybe the divine's really communicating with you directly. You're getting a lot of signs, synchronicities, all that stuff, right? 10. What 10 and 2 even add up to 12, right? So there's a lot of signs happening right now around you, for you, right? Birds might be popping up, glitching lights, anything, right? They're really communicating with you at this time, right? So, all right. So, what is hidden that's coming out for Virgo? Why is there something hidden that's coming out for Virgo? What is hidden? What is hidden? Mm, wow. Interesting. Okay. 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 Interesting. So maybe you're understanding why there was some kind of confusion. Like if this was, it hasn't came out so far, it doesn't look like it's necessarily like a love kind of situation. But for example, this would be like that, right? Let's say you were dealing with someone and they had all these choices, right? It would be like that, like, oh, why did this person do that? Oh, that's why, right? But I mean, it does look like a financial situation. So there was confusion about something in the past, right? And it's funny that the Six of Swords came out, right? Maybe you were confused about something and you just decided to leave rather than stay and trying to figure out like what happened, right? So what is hidden is that's coming out is like why the confusion, why or why someone left or something, right? Or maybe it was someone leaving. Some kind of confusion is being right. And yeah, it has to do with money, right? There you are, Virgo. Something financial. I don't know what that's something financial. What is hidden? Maybe someone owed you money or they didn't want to tell you, right? Or someone hopefully someone didn't steal money. Let me see. Maybe this is kind of you already knew whatever was being hidden, right? You got the Page of Cups. Let me see. Yeah, I see why the confusion card because this is already something not being direct, right? There's all these. So now, I mean, it makes sense why it would be this Seven of Cups, the confusion. And there it is. I spoke too soon about that because the six, the lovers came out, right? So now the plot thickens. Let me see. Maybe it's different Virgo's energy, right? Maybe there is one about love, one about money, one about hurts. Maybe someone getting their feelings hurt or something. Wow, there's just like so many. I got chills. Okay, so what's happening here? What is hidden? And it's funny because I know a lot of times Virgo, it's kind of like it takes a while, right? Because it's like they're trying to be secretive or something. But maybe what was hidden was that you didn't, something didn't want you to know just how much power you have over your own life, right? Maybe that was part of the money scheme or a relationship, being able to choose a balanced part. Wow, there's so many layers to it, right? For some Virgos, it could be right almost like that, staying in a relationship when and the illusion of not realizing that there is a possibility to find something more balanced and beautiful out there or a job making you feel like like when I was gonna leave my job, they were like of 9 years, they were like, really, you're gonna leave your benefits, you're gonna leave all this, like trying to cast the doubt of are you like almost like are you crazy really, like you really think you're gonna find something better kind of situation. And with this, right, the chariot is, yeah, you have the strength and power of free will, like, and maybe that even feels like a burden at times because when I said that it felt like but that's part of the thing, right? And sometimes we don't want responsibilities in this reality. Okay, let me find out who's Maybe you're learning to trust your intuition more, right? Even that's part of it. Something they didn't want you to know just how. Maybe before you would tell people things that you picked up on intuitively and they would try to tell you that you were wrong about it, right? And it's funny because the Queen of Cups came out upright, but the Queen of Swords came out maybe before this was you were a little more logic, right? Logic over your intuition, and now you're learning. I don't know if I'm sure it's different for everyone, right? Maybe your North Node is in Cancer or something, and you're stepping more into that kind of North Node, right? I'm curious, real quick. Let me check this. Yes, in okay, interesting. Yeah, maybe that though. Maybe you're I don't know. Yeah, something like that. Maybe you're going for more logic to because I don't know. It says if your north node is in Cancer, then your south node is in Capricorn, which is also the same, right? It's a fellow Earth sign, more logical, mind over kind of the intuition sometimes, right? Even though Capricorns are very intuitive, they also are very grounded in this material reality, right? So, anyways, I feel like yeah, there's something there, right? Maybe you're learning to trust your intuition more, right? The signs are leading you, what is hidden. There's something you're starting to pay more attention to. All right. So why at least I see why there was a confusion with that seven of cups, because that kind of everything, right? But it was kind of related to everything, right? It related to love, related to money, related to your intuition. Wow, maybe yeah, boundaries. See, that's this is sacred space. Wow, maybe you hold your body now as that temple, right? That's the hidden, right? What is hidden to learn that you are like a walking temple to realize that, right? Boundaries aren't mean they're spiritual fences. Like you're holding something more sacred, right? Your space, your peace, right? The doves represent peace. That's so funny. I think yeah, that's kind of the message. I don't know. That was a little interesting, different, right? So I got chills, but I feel like that's the message. Yeah, I got chills. I feel like that was because it was a little like you made me work for it, right? But 5 and 3 is 8, right? So maybe your birthday is September 5th, September 8th, September 3rd. 35 might be significant. 53. So yeah, I don't know. Let me know if that resonates. That was a little interesting, right? So what else? Virgo, Libra. Man, I always say, okay, I'm gonna do these readings like with one card or something, and so Libra, Libra, Libra. Wow. Libra offering. So you got offering, right? I have a video that I talk about on the shorts that I talk about this card. 44 though, right? Which adds up to 8. So and it's funny, right? Calibra balance, right? It's all about the balance. 4 4 is like perfect balance, right? So let me see. What else wants to come out for Libra for the weekend? What's going on this weekend with Libra? That's funny that the two communicators were the ones that got all the like right. Gemini had 2 cards, and then Virgo, you wanted to bust out with 3 cards for this. So, anyways, Libra. Okay, let's see. Libra. Wow. I don't know what it is, but there's something maybe you're in this fiery energy right now, right? Charisma. And this, the victory card, right? I always call it right, the Six of Wands. There's something, right? Magnetic, attractive, mature. Maybe you're going after something because it says you love the protagonist is that, right? The person that initiates something, right? Wow. Maybe you're Cusper with Virgo because it says it's someone that really like respects their home, right? Which almost like that, like you being the temple, right? Like you being your respecting yourself as that temple. Wow, Libra, you're very nothing but fire right now, right? So there's something, right? Because this also says someone that's really good, has a good scent for business, right? And there it is, right? The Ace of Wands. Maybe you see an opportunity and you're ready to take it, right? Be that in business, love, whatever it is, you're seeing an opportunity and you're ready to leap towards it. So that's interesting. Very interesting, Libra. Very interesting. Jeez, you can't make that. Wow, just nothing but freaking fire, right? Look at that. That's crazy. And it's like you made your choice, right? Whatever you're moving towards. Damn, Libra. Wow. Oh, unless you're oh no no, your cusper will be. But yeah, unless you have a lot of fire in your chart or something. But there's something. Let me find out, cause here we go. We threw it. Finally, the card, the oddball. Okay, so it looks like in the past, right? You were in this kind of poopy pants energy, Libra. You weren't willing, and it's funny. Look at that. That's a four, right? But now the fourth now feels like a more balanced 44, right? Where in the past the four was very like I don't know, right? You had new opportunities. I'm surprised, yeah, that the hangman or something didn't come out. Whatever switched in you, it feels like you just hit the ground running because you left it all behind. Like whatever you were dealing with, I don't know if got were divorced, had a breakup, something, left a job there. You just were like, I don't care about nothing. This isn't it for me, right? And you just left it all, right? You were like, I don't care. Where at first you were stuck on these three cups from the past and something new was being offered, but yeah, you had to wait and I don't know. Eventually, I guess you saw the illusion for what it was and you just bounced and left everything. Maybe you just realized it wasn't balanced, right? Whatever it was before. I think you had to learn to trust your intuition again, right? Let me see what else for Libra. Wow, okay. That makes sense. Wow. Okay, so that's what it is. See, and this it was giving me like witchy vibes, right? There was something, maybe you're into that, right? And you saw you weren't just into it, you saw it like you saw the outcome, right? Like manifesting and this and that, and you actually were successful with it, right? And my whole head just like got all, yeah. So, the magician came out. I feel like that's you, right? You're this magician, Queen of Wands energy. That's funny. Maybe you see that. You speak things into existence, right? Maybe you're someone that's very anytime you say something, it magically happens. And so you learned that at some point. You were like, you know what? This has happened enough that I'm gonna trust it. So I don't know what it is right now that the universe, I have my astrology friends that are like, they know, well, this is in this and this is in that. And so I don't know what lined up for you, but it seems like everything lined up for you right now. And you're in a very like potent energy that you could pretty much manifest what you want. So that's pretty interesting. Or maybe this weekend you're gonna realize that. I don't know. But it's funny, look at five, right? The number of change. So something changed. It seems like it almost seems overnight, but maybe it took a while, right? You were on your journey and it seemed like it was overnight, but it really wasn't, right? Maybe you were just being like not necessarily secretive about it, but just keeping it to yourself. So, anyways, maybe you're October 2nd, October 3rd, October 5th, maybe 23 is significant. That would be September 23rd, right? Or something like that. 32. So, okay, on that note, let me see who's next. Man, okay, Scorpio, yeah. Yeah, okay. Well, I'm like, well, I didn't really even ask for any. Like, I think Libra is just more about you're already on the path. There's really no like advice, right? It would be just let me know if that resonated, because it feels like in the past you were stuck, and now you know what you want, and you're manifesting things, and it's like it feels like a kind of an unstoppable energy at this time. Like whatever you want, you're gonna manifest. So I don't know. I think that was the thing. That's why I was like, why did that go so quick? Okay, let me pull one more. Actually, I didn't pull this card for Libra. That's probably what it was. I was like, why did I stop all of a sudden? Yeah, let's see. For Libra, one of these cards, let's see what comes out. But see, maybe in the past this was you, but I'm telling you right now, it doesn't feel like that. Maybe in the past, stop saying you're manifesting when you're really just daydreaming and avoiding action. I feel like now, whatever you figured out, you figured out. Maybe that's what it was. Before you were kind of just see, and it's funny that this is the card that came out about manifesting. That's literally what I'm talking about. So I feel like maybe in the past you were kind of manifesting without taking action, and now you figured it out, right? Maybe that's what it was. You figured out that not only do you manifest, but like you actually have to take action, right? Something like that. So, anyways, that's it. Okay, so for Scorpio, all right. Let me hurry this up. Scorpio. Wow. Okay. So Scorpio, you're keeping boundaries up, that's for sure. 52, right? Which adds up to 7. You're definitely keeping boundaries up, right? Whether this could be physical or even in the spirit world, right? Maybe you're able to see things in visions, right? While you're dreaming, there's things even if things try to come at you, you've learned to how to control that world, right? Whether consciously or subconsciously, you're maybe able to even stop things in that world, right? In the spirit world. Scorpio. Let me know if that resonates. So let me see. Scor- I don't know how I flipped these cards over. Really, that's crazy. That is crazy. Wow, I got the coldest chills right now. I don't know why. Why, Scorpio? Why did I just get the coldest chills? Oh, hello. There's the first card that came out is like freaking holding back a demon or something. But hey, I mean, it looks like you've overcome that, right? Or maybe that's part of it right now, right? Maybe over the weekend, right? This thing's gonna whatever, whether this is a person or whatever is gonna come try to come towards you again, and you're like, nope. Or this is a reminder to hold those boundaries up. So let's see, Scorpio. What else? What's up with this demon trying to come towards you? Wow. Wow. I mean, yeah, maybe they see you like the sun. The sun's shining bright for you. Everything's beautiful. So of course, right? Whether this is you taking action towards your dreams or something, right? This thing wants to come take action towards you because yeah, you're like the sun, right? You're radiating right now. Oh, attract wow, the Wheel of Fortune popped out. So yeah, definitely right now. Shoot, maybe you won the oh shoot. I didn't even see it. Maybe you won the freaking lottery and something wants to come towards you, right? Who knows? Did I really hit the I didn't even see when I hit the freaking mic. Okay, so anyways, yeah, that's pretty crazy. That's pretty crazy. Wow. See? You got your yellow boots on. You're feeling great. Everything's good. Everything's optimistic. Wheel of Fortune, right? You probably hit the jackpot with something, or things are just going so good for you that something decided that they wanna, and if you think about it, right, this could be also like just the devil card, right? Like trying to be like, no, we're still attached, and you're like, nope, no is a full sentence, right? Let me see, because the lovers is under, but who knows? Maybe there's a new connection coming in, and this old thing wants to come in. Let me see. Let me see, Scorpio. Wow. Wow, there it is. Yeah, the Wheel of Fortune. What did I say about winning I don't know what is going on in your life, right? But it feels like maybe you did meet a new connection and you two are all happy, chilling. See, and there's that wow, the little demon in the back, right? The person I always feel like somebody's watching me. Maybe that song came out lately, right? Something's trying to come back in, but no. No is or hopefully, right? If everything's going good, why would you allow a freaking demon back into your life, right? Unless yeah, I don't want to say unless there's something wrong with you, but unless there's something wrong with you, right? So yeah, it feels like things are pretty yeah, this is something you probably left in the past, and now that everything's going good, Ten of Pentacles, the Sun, Wheel of Fortune, you got your yellow boots. Like what else do you need, right? So yeah, let's see what else for Scorpio. Excuse me. I don't know if this was you in the past. Let me see. But look at congratulations, you're the drama. Is this was the person you were dealing with, or this was you in the past, right? So imagine to go from that to where you're at now, and then to want to go backwards would be insane, right? Maybe there's something you realize the drama, right? Because I mean, well, if you entertain the drama, then clearly you're part of the drama too, right? To want to accept that for yourself, right? Maybe in the past you couldn't manifest because you were miserable because you were stuck in this toxic connection, and now things are amazing. And why would you go back to something from the past, right? Yeah, I think that's kind of the message with that. Let me see. Yeah, I think it's pretty wow. Okay, so 6. So maybe you're November 5th. November 5th, right? No, remember the 5th of November. That's like from Beef for Vendetta. 5 November 5th, November 6th, November 15th. 51 might be significant. Again, yeah, 50, all that good stuff. So yeah, I think that's it. Scorpio. Let me know if that resonates, and hopefully you take heed to the warnings, right? Maybe it's not just in this weekend, maybe this upcoming week something's gonna happen with that. And why would you, right? No is a complete sentence. You really don't owe anyone more than that. Okay, so Sagittarius, let's see what you got. Sagittarius. Whoa. Sagittarius, mending the wheel. 31. Sagittarius, mending the wheel. Interesting. Interesting, right? So that's a good card, right? Let me see. Because that's about, right? Like, there's those that, that's their kind of role in life, right? To cause chaos, cause separation, cause division, all this stuff. And so it seems like at this moment, you might be like that, like the peacekeeper, right? Trying to bring things together rather than while people are so busy trying to. It's like that movie Hacksaw Ridge. Hacksaw Ridge, for those that haven't seen it, that the guy, he said he was a Seventh Day Adventist. He didn't believe in violence, right? He joined. It's based on a true story. He joined the army, right? The army, and but yeah, they give him like the worst time, and that's what he says, right? With the world so bent on trying to destroy itself, he doesn't see the harm in trying to, right, like save a life, right? Basically, it's like that. Like, while everyone's trying to take lives, he wanted to save lives, right? Stuff like that. So maybe you're in that kind of energy right now, but I don't know what's this about. Well, there you are, right? Optimistic. Maybe you are optimistic about. Okay, let me see whose energy is that. Okay, yeah, maybe you want to mend things, right? You're someone that's optimistic, but there's those that, yeah, they're not. Maybe there's someone that feels you broke their heart, you stabbed them in the heart, and you're like trying to play peacemaker, but there's someone that, no, they got the boundaries up. They're not interested, right? Which is fine. Everyone has their right to that, or someone that's bitter, right? Where you're like, hey, why don't we keep this peaceful? They're probably like, no, this happened in the past and I'm bitter about it and that's it and that's life. And there's people that hold on to grudges for the rest of their life, right? And they never let go. And then I don't know what that becomes like. If it's something they have to, fix in the next life, or when they go to the other side, they have to understand what happened or something, right? But yeah, look at that. Someone chooses war, right? Choose peace or war. And there's that. Wow, maybe it's a Leo. Sagittarius that chooses war. Interesting. Or just that Leo energy that's like, nah, okay. Let me see. But it feels like, you're gonna meet something, a new connection, right? Maybe there's something you're trying to mend, and I mean, it sucks that despite your best efforts, it doesn't feel like that's gonna come back together. So I'm just gonna keep it real with that, whatever it is, and it's fine. You do what you can. Some people, like I said, some people hold on to grudges for the rest of their life, and that's okay. Um, but yeah, you might meet someone more compassionate, right? This kind of Queen of Cups energy could be a Cancer, or just someone that embodies this Queen of Cups energy. You two might even start, like a business together, right? Or some kind of new investment. It could be love, friendship, anything really. But for whatever you were trying to mend in the past that wasn't working out, I feel like there's a new connection coming in, right? Yeah, could even be a Capricorn, right? Something new that's coming in. So it's cool, and it's remain in this optimistic energy. It's okay. That energy is gonna carry on into this new connection, right? Yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, this is kind of you having to walk away from something that it's okay, right? It's not in that sad way, right? This is like just having to walk away from something that, yeah, you tried and it didn't, right? Maybe you had to go into a little bit of hermit mode to understand that aspect of. Because even here, right, it's like this person at the bottom is like, I don't want to mend this, right? Or what are you doing? And this person's like very diligently just focused, trying to put things together, right? You could look up the wheel, right? In is it in Buddhism or I know I have it in the book, right? But anyways, yeah. So anyways, because there's a lot to it, right? The wheel, because they even depict the wheel in different, right? There's different ones with different amounts of spokes, but it means something, right? And the whole crown's lighting up, so yeah. But anyways, yeah. So yeah, I think that, right? You're gonna realize that you have the whole, you have the power and strength of free will, right? You could steer the chariot whatever way you want to steer it, and yeah, something new awaits, something beautiful, a new beginning, right? Whether it's business, some new connection, right? With this kind of Queen of Cups energy. So, just leave the past, whatever, right? Someone is like, nope, conflict, conflict, right? Sometimes Leo is just that, right? Sometimes it could be you're kind of a leader in a way, and someone else is a leader, and sometimes people bump heads over wanting to do things right. No, their way is the right way, and the good thing is here. It feels like you're willing to right mend things, right, and they're not. So I think that's why you have a new beautiful connection coming in. It's even my throat got real tight. Like, yeah, there's just no kind of yeah, there's no resolution to that, right? Someone's not willing to let that guard down of yeah, so it's fine, right? I don't know why I said it like that. Maybe you said that. You're like, it's fine. That's so funny. Wow. So I'm definitely listening to your intuition, right? Maybe your intuition was already trying to tell you something. Your intuition isn't ghosting you, you just ain't listening. Maybe that's them, right? Maybe their intuition is telling them to mend this thing, but they weren't willing to listen. So, next thing you know, in a couple months, right, there's gonna be a reading and it's gonna be like, oh, there it is, someone from the past trying to come back. That's the famous story of the way things go, right? When you kept asking, like, hey, let's mend this thing, and you already there's a new connection, whether business, whether friendship, whether this, it's like, hey, like, yeah, sorry, I don't know. So maybe this is them right now. Maybe their intuition is trying to tell them, hey, you got an opportunity to fix this. Wow, snake eyes. That's crazy. So maybe you're December 2nd, December 11th, right? I forgot. I'm gonna do it real quick just because I know I'm kind of trying to go faster now. Let me see. Eyes, snake eyes, a piercing awareness, hidden deception. So I don't know what. Maybe they were really Maybe wow, that's a deeper thing to it. Maybe you were taken out. There was a deeper reason you were taken out from this situation, right? Maybe this person wasn't meant to stay in your life because there's something you don't know about them or something, right? While snakes generally represent transformation and wisdom, focusing specifically on their unblinking eyes highlights the themes of perception, truth, and spiritual testing. So hidden dangers, like there's different things to this, right? Maybe there was it says a snake's gaze warns of hidden deception, manipulation, or an energetic attack. So there was something, right, that this was all at the end of the day, this ended up being for the like for your highest good. So there. Okay. So whatever you kind of dodged the bullet in a way without knowing. So it was good that this person probably wasn't willing to mend things with you, right? So that's beautiful. So let me see. Sagittarius Capricorn, right? Okay. Let me try to hurry up. Wow, Capricorn, what in the world? What a way to Okay, Capricorn, bad medicine. 27, bad medicine. What in the world? Why bad medicine? Why bad medicine, Capricorn? That even made my stomach turn. Hope that's not you in any way. Damn it, Capricorn. I literally asked if that's your energy that's like involved in like the bad medicine stuff, and it says yes. That's weirdest. So if this is a Capricorn that's man, that's weird. So if this is a Capricorn that's into bad medicine, it's not good. That's the last thing ever I would have been expecting. I don't even know what to say past that. Like it's almost like what in the world? Bad medicine could be anything, right? Trying to manipulate anyone's kind of thing, right? Love spells, this, that, anything, right? Anything to try to manipulate the free will of others is bad medicine, right? Others believe differently, that's fine. But that's what it is, right? It's different than calling in like, oh, I'm calling in a good job, or I'm calling in this, or I need more work, I'm calling this in, or I'm calling on in pure love, right? Like letting the universe lead you in that good way. It's where someone's like, oh, right, I want this person and I don't care if they don't want me, I'm gonna do this, or I wish bad on this person, or I need revenge from this person. There's a whole lot of things that are considered bad medicine. So, right, that's weird. I was not expecting that at all. I don't even know what made me ask that question. I probably normally wouldn't have asked that, but something definitely led me to ask that. So, whatever person, wow, and that's if that's what it is, right? Over something from the past. See, what did I say? Over something that So I think this is gonna be like that fair warning. Hey, don't go down that road. If that's what it is, if there's something that in the past, right? Let things go. Definitely let things go, right? That's crazy. Justice. Wow, what did I just say? See? Trust in the universe, let the universe. That happened once, right? I had a friend, right? I had a friend. It wasn't a Capricorn, right? And they told me that they were like, oh, I guess there was a guy they dealt with, and man, it doesn't matter, guy, girl, right? No one's exempt from wanting to do whatever, right? But this friend was telling me that this guy and this and that, and they were planning this whole thing, right? Revenge and boom, 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 all this stuff. I don't know what exactly I said, whatever, but it was like, for what? Like, what do you like? It's almost like, like, do you still want this person? What is it that, right? Like all this stuff, right? Like, how many people aren't in relationships and then that's it, right? They go their merry way. Someone doesn't like you, good. You you dodge the bullet, right? Someone cheats, good. You dodge the bullet, then what? Why go through all that? And then after the next time, right? I seen them a few weeks later. I'm like, oh, did you get your? big old revenge plot and all that, and they're like, no. I'm like, oh, why? And then they're like, well, because you said don't do it, and I was like, wow. So it was it was amazing that I was blown away that they took my advice, right? And I think I was starting to notice that people, a lot of people, they just have to hear it, right? They have to have a voice of reason, right? And then I saw that, right? That people a lot of times. So if this is the voice of reason, hopefully, Capricorn, right? Then hopefully this will be the voice of reason. If this is because that's what I'm getting here, which is crazy. Because I don't think I've ever seen this in a reading where it's showing me someone directly wanting to, or that taking part in this kind of activity. So don't let this justice come to you, right? Because it will, right? So I would say just let the universe handle what it is, right? Justice is justice. You know what I mean? And that's that. So let's see. Is there any other stuff for Capricorn aside? Because I'm sure not everyone's dealing with this. So can we connect to another Capricorn energy or whoever this is distinctly for? I already said that message. Is there another message for other Capricorns? That's crazy. I'm even gonna pull another one of these cards because I was not expecting that, but for some reason, maybe someone watching my channel is connected to that. I don't know what you're saying. Like three now, many days London visa. I don't know what that has much child. I don't know what that is. Wow, look at this. So wow, this is pretty interesting, right? To go from that to or maybe that, right? If some of you are like, because there's some Capricorns that look at that divine balance 55. That's crazy. That's like the ultimate balance of like, wow, my whole gut lit up. So imagine that. So maybe within this, that was meant to come out, Capricorn, because within the same sign, right? If you're a Capricorn that's over here, like involved in bad medicine, and know that there's another Capricorn that's in this perfect divine balance, right? That has the ultimate balance of masculine and feminine energy, right? So aspire to that, I would say, right? Don't not just listen to me, but listen to your fellow Capricorn kind of energy, right? That's pretty interesting. That's interesting. 'Cause, wow, yeah. To me, that's like one of my favorite cards in the whole deck, that divine balance. Because it's almost like reaching the epitome of yeah, see, maybe this person already went through that, right? Maybe another Capricorn that you could turn to and right? Because look at this. The seven of cups in reverse. That means whatever Capricorn that is already went through it, right? Or something. That's crazy. Or something, right? Or yeah, that's wow. Wow, yeah. Someone went through, and then they were able to, yeah, something, right? Maybe that other Capricorn energy was able to, or this other Capricorn I'm connecting to, you've had your victory, right? 6-6. Wow. Which adds up to 12, right? You were able to come into this divine balance. And yeah, if you look at it, right, this is 5-5, 6-6, right? Maybe you even came back to something from the past, that whether it was a romantic connection, or that's what's happening now, right? Because you are in divine balance. Unless this is the same story, well, yeah, maybe take it how it resonates. If you're someone that maybe in the past, maybe this is the same story, right? Maybe in the past You were someone that was involved in that kind of stuff and you changed your life around and something justice came crashing down on you, and maybe that's the story, right? Maybe that's all one story, right? Or if you're someone that's in that, then look for someone that had that story. Maybe that's why they have that story, because at one point they could tell you, "Hey, I went down that path once, and the universe handed my blank to me." Right? They came, you know. Wow, I got so many chills right now. They came crashing down that sort of justice on me. And balance, look it, hello, balance, right? Divine balance, right? And the universe could be very compassionate too, right? Like they know your heart, they know your truth. That's the thing, is you can't lie. You lie to yourself. Really, at the end of the day, that's all it is. As humans, we lie to ourselves. We can't lie to the universe. We can't lie to the spirit world. We only lie to ourselves. So that's pretty amazing, right? So maybe that's the story. There's a story here of a Capricorn that probably already went through that, because I got my whole gut lit up. So yeah, maybe within, I think it was Taurus that got mentor the youth, right? And that stood out to me. Maybe you got Taurus in your chart heavy, and maybe an older Capricorn or more experienced, right? It doesn't have to be age. A more experienced Capricorn could be a mentor to a younger Capricorn and teach them, like, hey, don't go down that path, right? Because you don't want to learn how I had to learn with the justice, right? And then at the end, once I feels like this Capricorn's life turned around and now everything's right. Yeah, I don't know. That I like it. I'm glad I'm glad I kept reading and I didn't just end it at that. I knew there was more to the story, so that's beautiful. So yeah, if there is a Capricorn that, hopefully they listen, right? Before the I mean, I feel like you can't really escape the karma, but the universe knows, right? And it's very just, and it is, there is leniency, and when it knows that someone is sincere, right? Because it sees through the hearts of people, right? Yeah, maybe this is that kind of, right? Like something, well, I want it now. Why didn't it happen now? And see, then that's why, right? Trying to control. We're here to learn, right? That's what this earth is, right? It's to learn. So, like, it's like that. Like the universe would do that on purpose, right? Oh yeah, delayed, right? Like the saying, if you want to make God laugh, make plans, right? I don't know. I feel like there's lessons to learn, and we can mentor each other, right? Like that's the thing. That's why I see that's what this reading kind of gives, like someone that's already been through it, taking the time to mentor someone else, right? Because sometimes, so it's like me. I met a friend that had the same birthday as me, and when I was young, I was very like some people thought I was like the angriest person they knew, and then I saw this person that had the same birthday as me, and he looked like the happiest person in the world, and I was like, what the? How could we have the same birthday, and you're like all freaking sunshine and rainbows, and I'm all, and then so me, I was like, well, I want that, right? Like, if you have the same birthday as me, then that means I should be like that too. Like what? So, anyways, then yeah, it helped me a lot actually. I was like, well, shoot. I think I'm meant to be. I was like that, and actually, I was right. I remembered that at one point I was very happy, and so I became happy again. So sometimes we do learn from those that we resonate with, or something. There's some kind of Aries was 55 too. Wow, that's funny. Yeah, so 5 5. Oh, Aries was like the 5 5 5 5, right, or something like that. Yeah, so there's something there, right? But yeah, we can learn, we can mentor each other, we could teach each other. So there's something there, right? So on that note, I think Capricorn, yeah, that was very interesting. Very interesting. Hmm. Let me see. Oh, oh, and there's five, right? We're speaking of all these fives, and look at what you get. Five. So change, right? The number of change, right? Five, 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 right? So maybe you're January 2nd, January 3rd, January 5th. 23 will be December 23rd, maybe, right? 32, 23 might be significant. So yeah. Okay. So on that note, Capricorn, Aquarius. All right, we're almost there. We're almost there. So Aquarius, Aquarius. Well, I like that the readings come out very, it's to the point, right? Like the spirit world don't play around, right? It's just like, hey, I felt like that was a warning for somebody to like know that everything is seen, right? Like whoever was trying to play with the bad medicine, like don't, like basically, because that justice card came out at one point or another. Justice will be served. It's just how it goes, right? So that was the warning. Um, yeah, Aquarius. All right, Aquarius. Let's see what comes out for you. Whoa. Wow, Aquarius, you made it. Damn, that's a well, I mean, hey, that kind of was the story with the Capricorn too, right? So maybe you're a cusper with that, right? Like that other side right after the same, like a Capricorn that changed their whole life around, and boom, boom, and learn from their, I guess mistakes. Yeah, there's really no other way of putting it. But anyways, Aquarius, 51, you made it, right? It feels like whatever you were trying to accomplish, it feels like you got there, right? So I don't know, this weekend, what are you acknowledging that? And maybe, sometimes we forget to congratulate ourselves for a well-deserved journey, right? Something we accomplished. And sometimes I could be even afraid, right? To be afraid that, man, if I'm too happy, will it be taken away or something? I don't know why probably 100 reasons why we don't always celebrate our accomplishments. And what did I just say? Wow, that's crazy, right? Look at that 10 of swords. Maybe in the past when you completed something, then yeah, right? Like, it's sad. It makes me think of like, wow, we're rapping, right? Like with hip hop artists, it's so common that, right? Like they couldn't celebrate, making it because someone's trying to rob them or kill them or this or that, all this stuff, right? So maybe Aquarius, there's something that has happened to you in the past where when you accomplish something, right? Almost like you want to play small on purpose just because some trauma, right? Something, right? Even that, right? Like, let's say you're in a happy relationship and you're posting it online and this and that. There might be someone that, oh yeah, like you think you're happy. I want to take your happiness away, right? Like people are crazy. Like they don't want to see you happy, right? Or that, or maybe in the past, yeah, you thought things were all perfect, fine and dandy, and then something happened, right? So there's some kind of trauma with that. I don't know why this Page of Pentacles came out in reverse, right? Like that. See, almost like that. Like, oh wow, look at what I got, and it's funny because this actually says pérdida. Yeah, loss of money. Maybe you're afraid to lose it, right? Bad news, loss of money. You're afraid, even though it says you made it, you're afraid to show it because maybe you're afraid that someone's gonna come and try to take your happiness, or or come for you or this kind of stuff. So let me see. Yeah, see, maybe in the past that, right? It's making me laugh because I know even that, right? And like, I think more, or at least in the past, right? A lot of like, you know, Mexican culture and probably other cultures. It's like if you were making or something, it's almost like, oh, you think you're cool now or something. I don't know. There'd always be someone that makes like slick comments, right? Like people, but it's them projecting that, right? Like people projecting, like if you're happy, you're putting them down or something, which is not right. So, anyways, maybe that's the illusion, right? Because the moon with that, right? Someone, right? Just someone that talks smack, right? So maybe in the past, it was something like that, right? Maybe you had a relative that, oh, every time, or an aunt, right? Oh, look at them, they think they're all cool now or whatever, because they got their new car, they got their new job or whatever, new relationship. Oh, look at them, something like that, right? But it feels like you making it is justice, right? You were meant to make it. Whatever it is that you were working on, you were meant to make it. It took a lot of strength to get there, right? And I think it still takes strength to be able to celebrate yourself because maybe in the past, yeah, you were around nothing but haters, right? It could have been your own family hating on you. Oh, okay, you're an Aquarius? Yeah, yeah. Oh, wow, yeah. Yeah, yeah. You know what? There's been a huge interconnectedness going on with the readings. I've noticed that too. That's why sometimes when I'm reading for one sign, it almost resonates, yeah, for the other sign. It's pretty interesting, right? Like everything's connected. I think that's why before I would just do the collective readings because it feels like a lot of times it's just the collective message, which I got to do more of too. I got to start doing more collective readings. But yeah, I feel like Aquarius, there's yeah, it takes strength to be able to I mean, there's a way, right? You don't have to brag to others, but I feel like there's a big message in you celebrating your victories, right? Like, be very proud of what you've accomplished because it's justice, right? When you accomplish something, it feels like you worked for it, right? You worked for it. So, you know, I think sometimes we don't want people to hate, right? It's almost like we want people to be happy for us, right? If we made something like people don't realize that most people work hard to get to where they got, right? They really worked hard, they busted their ass, they learned things, right? It's life. It's not like maybe if it doesn't seem that way, right? There's a lot of people that make things look easy, but what did they go through to get to that level to make things look easy, right? And people don't see the whole journey. But I feel like you definitely be proud of yourself, right? Whatever you just accomplished. Look at that. Telling you, you can't make that up. Look, see the conflict. I think you're worried about that. You're worried that there's conflict, right? And in that, right? There's definitely okay. Well, let's find out. I feel like part of it's an illusion, right? About I mean, because it's happened in the past, so it's not that it's an illusion. But I feel like, let me see. I feel like the universe has your back, right? Like you don't have to be afraid to celebrate yourself. I think this is like a new chapter in life, right? It's funny that this is all water, right? You made it, and then the King of Cups came out. Maybe you've had to learn to balance those emotions, right? Of feeling like, oh no, right? Like worried about what others are gonna think, right? having control over your emotions, like cariño, like a good friend. I don't know. This doesn't, yeah, I feel like maybe that, right? Step more into that King of Cups energy. Regardless, it's gonna take strength, right? Like you've had strength to get to where you need to get, right? And that you're very strong, right, to get to where you need to get, or to have gotten to where you are now, right? Basically. And yeah, it still takes strength, right? But I feel like things are gonna change, right? This is beautiful. The Ace of Wands, good news, having a new passion. Maybe because that, right? You want to teach others how to do it, and maybe that you're worried that people are gonna. But it's just that I think maybe you had the wrong people around you, but you'll see, right, as you step out, maybe you're gonna start meeting people that want to learn from you because why wouldn't, right? If you whatever you accomplish, right? Maybe that it's something as simple as, oh wow, I bought my own house. Oh wow, I got this. Oh, I started my own business, and you can show others how to do it. But maybe you're worried because all you've had around you is people that, oh, you think you're cool because you did this, but you're more than happy to show others how to do it, right? Maybe that's part of the ideas that you're gonna have. You know what? I could start a little, workshops on how to do it or how to do this or you know what I mean? Or something. Or maybe you want to expand your business, right? Something. Or maybe you want to start a business. There's something you're inspired to do. So I think, like, let me see. I think that's that. Pull one card from here. Whoa. Yeah, wow. This card came on. I forgot who else this card. We're talking about interconnectedness. And the same, maybe, yeah, it's taking the time. And it's funny because this person's sitting on the horse, right? Which is like the victory. Oh, I didn't even think about it. The white horse is like the victory card, right? Sitting on the white horse. You made it, right? And it's a six. Wow. And this is a six. That's so funny. The Six of Wands, right? But yeah, maybe right now it's just taking a time to enjoy, right? Even the moon takes breaks, sit down, right? But I feel like in connection to this reading, it's more about take time to sit down and enjoy what you accomplish, right? Be gentle with yourself for that, right? And you don't need those, maybe that, right? There's this thing that you wanted others to be happy for you, but you can't expect that, and it's fine, right? Let that go. Because there's gonna be others that are gonna be happy for you and are gonna want to learn from you and are gonna celebrate you. Wow, look at that. And I forgot who else this came out for, but the snake guys, right? Maybe there's been deception, right? All that stuff. Maybe now you see it, right? You could see through the illusion and all that. Maybe there's people that had those kind of slight comments, like, right? Like, we've talked about that before, how it'd be like someone that says, right? Like, oh, you're gonna wear that, right? They're trying to say, like, to them, they're like, oh, what? Like, they're talking smack, but in a sly way, right? Those kind of people, man. Yeah, that's crazy. Okay, so on that note, thank you, Aquarius, and last but not least, Pisces. All right, that's crazy. That is crazy. Haters gonna hate. That's that. That's what always pops in my head when I see things like that. Last but not least, Pisces. All right. So maybe Pisces right now you're seeing a lot of synchronicities. 45, which adds up to 9. Maybe right now you're seeing signs everywhere, right? Like, yeah. Like when I started really, I think when I first started noticing like even angel numbers, it would be like it wasn't just the normal 333, 222, 555, that kind of stuff. It was like I'd be driving and I'll look to my right and there'd be a car with the license plate. Let's say it'd be like that, like 137. And then you look to your left and the car has 137. Then you're looking forward and the car like moves, and the car in front of that car has like 137 on the license plate. So maybe you're on that level of synchronicities right now, Pisces, because that's kind of what that card represents. Like those exaggerated, the universe is really trying to get your attention as long as you, yeah, like pay attention. Like they're showing you a lot of stuff right now, right? Wow, look at Ace of Pentacles. Maybe they're trying to show you that there's new opportunities, right? Prosperity. There's new opportunities that will lead you into prosperity, right? They're there. So that's pretty cool that they're showing you that. Wow. Maybe you just came out of like a little mini death and rebirth kind of thing, right? Not so much like, well, I mean, this is the casket, right? So it is kind of like a death and rebirth, right? You literally felt like you just had to completely recover from something, right? Truce, right? Maybe it was something that it was like that. It was like there's no winning here. Just call it for what it is. Kind of like that, right? Connecting, piggybacking off of Aquarius's reading, right? Of just hey, knowing when something's like not even worth fighting anymore, just keeping it moving, right? So let me see. Let me see. Whoa. Wow, yeah, wow. Maybe yeah, just being optimistic right now. Everything's moving forward, right? Or they want you to be, right? If you haven't been optimistic, maybe these synchronicities are even like blowing your mind and it's making you know that something's communicating with you, so you're feeling it, right? You're like, whoa. Maybe you haven't seen it yet. Maybe this Ace of Pentacles opportunity hasn't presented yet itself yet, but you're noticing the signs, you're paying attention, you're feeling optimistic about it, right? So that makes a lot of sense that something's getting your attention. Wow, look at that. Wow. Why that though? I don't think the world has ever popped out sideways, so I don't even know if to take it sideways, right? Because the world's the world. Maybe it hasn't fully completed, like, right? Like, but a cycle has finished, right? And something new start. Well, yeah, it makes sense with this. Maybe you're still kind of right now in this stage, right? But it's regardless, the world came out. So whatever cycle you were going through, you're starting a whole new journey, right? And it's funny that this came out, right? Like prosperity, financial wealth, all this stuff. And that's what this is, right? The world is like guaranteed success, right? Everything. Hmm. Wow, maybe you're even moving somewhere. Maybe that move is what it's gonna take to, right? Maybe that you finally realize, you know what, I need to move somewhere, something, right? Move jobs, move homes, and you're willing to learn something new, right? So maybe this opportunity is gonna present itself first, and then you're gonna be like, you know what, I need to learn more about it. I like that. I think that is a good idea. The universe is gonna just out of nowhere pop it in your head, or it's just gonna appear out of nowhere, and you're gonna be willing to take the time to learn, right? And it's gonna be prosperous. Yeah. So I don't know. I like it. So I think that if you're ever in doubt, just pay attention to the signs, right? The synchronicities are speaking to you a lot right now. Maybe that's why the world kind of came out sideways. Maybe you're still in that kind of juggling mode, right? But I feel like you're still trying to find balance with something at this moment. But I don't think, yeah, you're not. It's like that. Like let's say you already got the other job starting and then you're still trying to work the other job. Oh well, I'll still work, part time here or something rather than just fully jumping in, right? But at some point that's gonna end, I think, and then you're gonna step into this kind of, I don't know. Let me see if this is your energy, this Queen of Swords, right? Maybe you're an Aquarius cusper, right? But um, let me see if this is you, Pisces, Aquarius. Yeah, wow, okay. So when you step into this energy, yeah, maybe that's when you attain that success because, yeah, you fully dive in, like you become responsible in that new role, right? You know what you need to do. Yeah, maybe it's like a leadership position, right? Maybe starting your own job, right? Once you learn what you need to learn, maybe it's even that, right? That's why a cycle has closed. It's like when in one job I went into management, right? And everyone was like, "Oh, you're gonna go to the dark side and this and that." And I was like, "What the hell are you talking about?" Right? And then you step into this new role, and yeah, it's almost like, yeah, it's a responsibility, and you have to tell things like they are, right? Very direct, no BS. You know what I mean? And even that, right? Like when you're in leadership positions, you can't even you have to talk to people with less emotions because sometimes in these things there's it's not about bargaining, right? It's like, hey, this is the job, this is what we have to do, right? There's still you can still be compassionate, but you have to, like, people have to understand, like, I get it, right? Like, I love the jobs that, like in the past, I remember there was this job. I mean, and the manager, we stood in each other's face, like he was waiting for me to take a swing, and I was waiting for him, like, wow, hey, I'm not gonna hit you first, but as soon as you try to lift a hand at me, like, it's on, right? But he was smart, right? And he walked away, and then he came back, and then he's like, "Hey, man, I know this job sucks. This is it," and he just was so real with it, and I respected that. That was it, right? He was like, "Look, this job sucks, but you just gotta find what makes it work for you, right?" And that's kind of that energy I'm getting. Someone that, you know, when you're in that leadership position, you just say things how they are, right? There's no need to sugarcoat it. You can let people know, like, hey, this is what this is. If you don't like it, cool. Like, maybe it isn't for you, right? You can still be compassionate about things, right? And whatever this is, regardless, when it comes to you, you're going to be successful in it, right? People are going to respect you, maybe for being that way, for just saying things how they are. Hey, this thing sucks, but um, you know, this is what it is. If you don't like it, like, it's cool, right? Like, maybe you can look for something else. Um, that kind of stuff. Hope that's making sense, right? It's making sense in my head. I don't know if I'm explaining it correctly, but and it's really interesting, right? Because it's not like, man, there's no water here, like, right? Like, we got Sagittarius, Libra, Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. The world, while the world is the only thing that has a little bit of water, right? The Scorpio, right? Um, but yeah, Aquarius, Leo. So this is interesting energy for a Pisces. It's really like yeah, like a whole different you, right? Maybe it's part of your North Node, right? One of these signs is like your North Node, and you had to learn like those aspects, right? It's really interesting, yeah. Because I just noticed, I was like, wow, there's no one. Usually Pisces has, like, you come out, right? Cancer energy, Pisces energy, you know? So the only thing, yeah, there's in the world, there's Scorpio, right? That's it. But yeah, okay. So let's see what else for Pisces. Yeah, interesting. Interesting energy for you. That's crazy. Wow, see, and that makes sense because even when it comes to something romantic, right? It's like, I mean, that's not even you trusting your intuition. It's like maybe your guide spoke to you directly, not this one, sweetie. Spirit said not this one, right? Like, nope. And so it's like, okay, no, right? That's more logic over the watery emotions, right? This is interesting, right? But it's not surprising all the weird energies that are happening, right? A lot of changes. And even this one came out, right? Denied. Maybe, yeah, maybe you're aware of this now. You know what? I'm not, yeah, it feels like a Pisces that's not being run by their emotions anymore. Very logical. Maybe that. Maybe you were like, you know what? I need to focus on career. I need to focus on making money. And it made you change like your whole perspective, your whole the way you did things. So yeah, whatever Pisces I'm connecting to, it feels like yeah, you're just not being run by your emotions at this time. Queen of Swords energy. It's pretty interesting. Okay, so anyways, we got 10, so you could be March 10th, March 4th, March 6th, right? 46 could be significant, 64. So on that note, thank you to everybody that tuned in. I know I did this late, right? I know on some parts, right? It's already what? 10, 11, 12. Wow, it's already 12 in the East Coast, so I'm over here in the West Coast. So thank you, Dito, for tuning in. Susan Wolf. Thank you, Carmen. Asma Chowdhury. I don't know what they were saying, but like three, how many days 2026 London visa? I don't know what's up with the London visa, but yeah, all that good stuff. Oh yeah, so yeah, Dito, please. Yeah, I mean, well, the message here is celebrate your achievements. Absolutely, right? So, yeah, anyone that was watching from the sidelines, thank you. Leave me a comment. Let me know if it resonated. Right, all that good stuff.